The Goblin's Gambit. The scene opens with a young warrior wheezing like he just ran a marathon, facing off against Kabaros the wingless dragon, a dungeon boss so terrifying it makes grown men wet their armor. This level 67 nightmare unleashes a fire attack that turns the party's situation from bad to well-done steak. The sorceress shrieks like she just saw her ex at a party, admitting her defensive spell might hold up as well as a wet paper bag. Before anyone can react, the team's elder suddenly freezes, not from fear but from sheer confusion. A goddamn goblin bursts through the flames like it's late for happy hour. The dragon prepares another attack, but the green little bastard dodges with the grace of a drunk ninja and smacks the beast with its wooden club. The dragon drops like a frat boy after last call. The adventurers collectively shit their armor. Cut to earlier, Chul-soo is hauling cement like his back doesn't hate him yet, grinning like an idiot. Inside, he's wallowing in self-pity, a nobody, a human-shaped disappointment. His co-workers mention Mr. Cha, who quit to play Gate of Heaven, the VR game where you can get rich or die trying, mostly die. Kim remembers the game, immersive enough to make reality look like a boring PowerPoint presentation. Internet cafes let poor schmucks like him play, and the in-game economy is booming harder than his dating life isn't. In-game, Kim is mining like his life depends on it. It kinda does. He screams into the void about when he'll get his damn hero arc already. The women, the glory, the not being broke. Then he spots a healing crystal worth 300k. He cackles like a supervillain until he notices an audience. Enter Catherine Lee, a sorceress so hot she could melt armor with a glance. She asks for his mining expertise, with a smile that says, "I'll use you and forget you." Her dwarf teammate snarks about stereotypes, because of course the dwarf isn't the one digging. Kim, thinking with the wrong head, agrees. They enter the dungeon. A gay wolf, level 7, appears. Kim screams like a toddler who dropped his ice cream. Catherine incinerates it with salamander flame, and Kim's heart does backflips. Maybe this is his romance arc. Nope. The team reveals they just needed him to mine a boulder. Kim, ego bruised, punches the rock to prove he's not just a tool. It doesn't budge. The dwarf mutters about bad intel. Then, crack. Behind the rubble, a hidden dungeon. Kim's eyes sparkle like a kid in a candy store. Then the betrayal hits harder than his dad's belt. The tall dude activates PvP and punches Kim into next week. They loot his 300k crystal and leave him for dead. Kim respawns, pissed. The dungeon door is still open. Revenge boner activated, he charges in, and immediately eats shit on unseen stairs. Classic. Inside, he finds a goblin temple, and his former party members in pieces. A level 80 horror named Jurga is snacking on the tall dude like he's a chicken wing. Catherine begs for help. Kim nopes out faster than a one-night stand at sunrise. A message pops up. The Goblin Lord senses your shared cowardice. Kim's soul withers. He screams at the Goblin Lord like it's his therapist. I'm tired of being life's chew toy. The system offers him a hidden class, Goblin Summoner. He rejects it like a bad Tinder match, but the game says, "Too bad, bitch." Jurga returns. Kim summons a goblin that looks like it couldn't win a fight against a stiff breeze. It one-shots the boss for 100 nerve damage. Kim's expression says, "What the actual fuck?" The goblin. Max level. The implications? Hilarious. His mind flashed back to the gruesome moment Jagger devoured the tall man from his team, piercing through his body, tearing him apart like wet paper. Meanwhile, in the real world, Catherine stood frozen, her face drained of color as she witnessed the horror unfold. The sight was too much for her. She screamed uncontrollably, still strapped into the VR headset. One of her staff members rushed to her side in a panic, shouting her name, trying to snap her out of it. With trembling hands, the staffer yanked off the headset, but it was too late. The man's heart sank as he took in Catherine's hollow expression. She had suffered a psychological shock so deep that she would never return to the game. She had entered permanent retirement, her mind shattered by what she'd seen. Back in the game, the summoned goblin rampaged through monsters with terrifying ease, each strike racking up millions in damage. Kim's screen flooded with notifications as his levels skyrocketed with every kill. Overwhelmed, He finally ordered the goblin to pause so he could scoop up the loot. A greedy grin spread across his face as his inventory filled with valuable drops, low-grade mana stones, wolf claws, until he couldn't carry another thing. He mused to himself that with Jagger's fall the hidden dungeon had been cleared, but there was a catch. Everyone else on his team was dead, and the only exit now was through death. His gaze shifted to the goblin, the unlikely force that had solo cleared the entire dungeon. Something was off. Despite its rampage, its level hadn't budged, while Kim's had shot up to 31. Curious, he tried to inspect its stats, but the system denied him access. What the hell? Kim stared at the scrawny creature in disbelief. How could something so pathetic-looking be this powerful? Maybe it was a bug, some glitch in the system, but then a wicked thought crossed his mind. Who cares? If this was a mistake, he'd exploit it before anyone fixed it. With a triumphant smirk, he declared, "No more mining for me. I'm climbing to the top of Gate of Heaven." The next day, Kim strolled into N-Bank, his number called 36. He sat across from the clerk, who informed him the wolf claws he'd brought in were worth 97.01 credits. "Transfer it to another account," he said casually, before remembering he had more to sell. When he mentioned Jagger's membrane and heart, the clerk's eyes nearly popped out of her skull. She stammered, immediately calling for the bank manager. Kim frowned. "Why the manager?" "I'm right here." The manager arrived, all smiles, pouring Kim a cup of tea. "How's the tea?" he asked politely. Kim took a sip, then deadpanned. "It's cold." The manager coughed awkwardly. "Ah, forgot to boil the water." Kim set the cup down. "Why did you want to talk to me?" The manager leaned in, oozing fake charm. "Keeping your money in a standard account is a waste. I have much better investment options for you." Kim raised an eyebrow. "Does this really need your attention?" The manager's grin widened. "I assumed you understood the value of what you're holding." He dropped the bomb. Jagger's membrane and heart were worth 230 million. Kim's teacup froze mid-air. His brain short-circuited. 230 million? Later, Kim cradled the goblin like an excited kid with a new toy. "Thanks to you, I paid off 10% of my debts," he cooed, scratching its head like it was a puppy. Then he paused. "Not that you're cute or anything." He cut himself off, silently admitting he couldn't lie that well. As they walked through the city, Kim tried to keep the goblin hidden, but to his horror, he couldn't unsummon it. The little monster started shrieking, drawing stares from everyone. People sneered, mocking its hideous appearance. "Who summons that?" someone jeered. Kim's face burned, until a few idiots mistook him for the goblin just because he stood close. Rage boiled inside him. He tried to drag the creature away, but it suddenly lunged at a stranger, provoking them. Then he appeared. Patton, a hulking brute who called himself the Destroyer, though the crowd snickered. Clearly, nobody took him seriously. "A goblin? In my city!" Patton bellowed. Kim tried to explain, but Patton wasn't listening. Without warning, he attacked. The goblin moved, a flash, a counterattack. Patton hit the ground, writhing in pain. A system message popped up. PK mode activated. Pain levels restricted to prevent high-level bullying. The crowd fell silent. Then the whispers started. How did that thing take down Patton? Kim's stomach dropped. If people realized the goblin was his life was over. Just as he feared, Patton's guild arrived. Their leader, Hayek, sneered. Patton losing to this? Disgraceful. He turned to Kim. That thing's a worthless monster, but it will pay for damaging our guild's rep. Kim's pulse raced. He knew his goblin could slaughter them all, but the aftermath, a nightmare. He tried to intervene, but they threatened to kill him if he got in the way. Then the goblin struck. Rock throw. One guild member, Minong, the so-called master of speed, dropped like a sack of potatoes. The guild erupted. Kim didn't stick around to see the rest. He ran. As he sprinted through the streets, he cursed his earlier optimism. I thought this goblin would make life easier. Instead, it's ruining everything. Then, an old man appeared, urging him to follow. Desperate. Kim did big mistake. The man led him straight into an ambush. "This," the old bastard cackled, "is your path to death." A system message flashed. "Congratulations. The Goblin Lord admires your cunning." Kim's blood boiled. Cunning? He hadn't done anything. Fury consumed him. "I'm done being weak," he growled, turning to the goblin. "We're taking revenge. We're destroying the Inant Guild." The goblin's eyes gleamed. It liked that idea. Meanwhile, 2 guild members, Ji-hyun and Inuk, leaped across rooftops, tracking Kim. "Do you really need to babysit me?" Ji-hyun scoffed. Inuk's voice was grim. "That goblin one-shot pattern, something's not right." A scream cut through the air. They looked down. Their guildmate, Sun Greel, was hurled through the air like a ragdoll. Then the goblin appeared behind them. Inuk attacked. 0 damage. Ji-hyun activated storm arrows, clearing Inuk's debuffs. He lunged again. 0 damage. The goblin grinned, then struck. Millions in damage. Inuk collapsed, screaming. Ji-hyun stood frozen, realization dawning. This isn't a normal goblin. Then Kim stepped forward, smirking. "I'm the one who summoned it." Her face paled. This wasn't a game anymore. Everything had changed in an instant. Ji-hyun now faced a threat far beyond anything she could have imagined. The goblin standing beside Kim, its eerie laughter sending chills down her spine. Her shock deepened. How could a mere goblin possess this kind of power? Inuk, the shadow, was one of the strongest in the Everton Guild, yet he'd been effortlessly crushed. Her mind raced, struggling to process the impossible. Kim, however, wore a deranged smile, his expression twisted with cold amusement. "It's none of your business," he said, voice laced with barely contained rage. "And right now, I'm beyond pissed." Ji-hyun's nerves frayed, her pulse hammering. "What do you want from me?" she screamed, fear morphing into fury. "What did I do to deserve this?" Kim's grin widened unnaturally. "It's all your fault," he sneered. "You started this." Her blood turned to ice. Insane. He was insane. She shrieked, backing away, but Kim suddenly faltered, realizing how unhinged he sounded. "No, no, you misunderstood," he stammered, voice shaky. "You attacked me first. That's why we're furious." But Ji-hyun wasn't calming down. Her screams grew louder, drawing attention from below. Kim's face burned with embarrassment. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. Desperate, he turned to the goblin. "Just stop her from screaming." The commotion escalated. People below pointed, shouting, "It's them! The ones from earlier!" Kim's stomach dropped. A crowd was forming. Panic surged through him. "We need to leave. Now." Then, a voice from the crowd. "That goblin destroyed the Everton Guild. Now it's going to kill her. Are we next?" Kim's heart pounded. This is spiraling. He screamed at the goblin, "No! Leave her alone!" To his shock, the goblin obeyed, freezing mid-lunge. The crowd gasped. Then cheers erupted. "Good luck!" "Good," someone shouted. "You can do it!" Kim stood frozen. What? They thought he was the hero, that he was fighting the goblin. A twisted thrill shot through him. This could work. He pictured it. Ji-hyun gazing at him with awe, gratitude shining in her eyes as he saved her. The crowd chanting his name. A true hero. He laughed, low and giddy. Then reality snapped back. He turned to Ji-hyun, expression darkening. "Do you want to die like your friends?" he hissed. "Swear to stay silent about me, about the goblin, and I'll spare you." Terrified, she nodded. Kim's smile turned serene. Then, performance mode activated. He whirled on the goblin, shouting dramatically, "You've terrorized this city long enough." The crowd watched, stunned, as he activated his skill, Goblin Walk. A glowing chain materialized around the goblin's neck, binding it. He yanked hard, snarling, "I won't forgive you." Gasps filled the air. "Chains of light? That's a high-tier skill." Kim barely registered the system message. Goblin's mood improved. The hell? Is it enjoying this? He kept up the act, dragging the defeated goblin away, warning the crowd to stay back. Ji-hyun, watching, murmured, "I get it now. The Everton Guild couldn't win because your level is above 50. The crowd erupted in disbelief. Not the guild's fault. Kim was just too strong. Seizing the moment, Kim banished the goblin with a dramatic flourish, tossing goblin food far away. The creature chased it, and Kim heroically ordered the gates shut behind it. The crowd roared with relief. "Is it over?" Kim, panting, played the humble savior. "Is everyone okay?" They cheered, clapped, thanked him. Ji-Hyun approached, voice low. "My guild respawned at Pascal's resurrection temple. Only I know the truth." Kim's eyes darkened. "Break your promise," he whispered, "and I'll find a way to kill you on repeat there. Infinite HP won't save you from endless pain." She paled, nodding frantically. Later, in his lavish new room, Kim collapsed onto the bed, exhausted. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. Then, a notification. Goblin point acquired. He scoffed. "What, do I get a Goblin Brotherhood badge next?" Curious, he opened the Goblin skill shop, only to find most skills locked. The only available one, Goblin Gathering. He selected it. Crash. The same damn goblin burst through his wall, wreaking havoc. Kim screamed, "No, no, no, not now!" A knock at the door. The innkeeper's voice. "Everything all right in there?" Kim choked out, "I'm fine, just leave if you don't want to die." He corrected, "I mean go away." Frantic, he turned to the goblin. "Look, I'm sorry, okay? Just calm down." The goblin tilted its head. That night, Kim sat beside it, venting. "This world's full of bastards. We're the same, you and me." The goblin made a soft noise. Almost agreement. Elsewhere, in a tavern, the Everton Guild sat in tense silence. Then Kim walked in. Inuk, the harbinger of death, eyed him coldly. "No reason you'd help us after what happened, but thanks." His tone was frost. Kim gulped. "Please don't thank me like that." Giant, another member, shrugged. "Relax. He's not looking for a fight." If only they knew. Kim cut to the chase. "I need to leave the beginner zone. How?" An old man, the same one who'd tricked him earlier, chimed in. "The raid boss dungeon. It's the only way." Kim's hope soared, until Inuk crushed it. "It opens once a month, and thanks to a certain goblin, we missed our chance yesterday." Kim's eye twitched. A whole month wasted. He grabbed Inuk's collar. "There's no other way." Inuk shrugged. "Nope." Debt settled. As the guild left, Giant cast him a pitying glance. Outside, under the moonlight, the goblin lurked, grinning. Then boom! A system message blared. "Raid boss dungeon has reopened." The old man gaped. "That's impossible." Kim stared, stunned. The dungeon gate, sealed just yesterday, stood wide open. The night air hummed with tension. Something was very wrong. Peyton the Destroyer shook his head in disbelief, his usual smug expression replaced with genuine shock. The raid boss dungeon gate stood wide open before them, an unexpected twist that left the entire group speechless. In turned to the old man, his voice sharp. "How many people are inside right now?" The old man shrugged. "None. The team prepped for this, already cleared it yesterday and moved on. We're the only ones here." Huck's eyes narrowed. "So it's just us then?" Kim's lips curled into a sneer, suspicion burning in his gaze. "I knew something was off," he spat, glaring at the guild members. "You bastards were trying to ditch me so you could snatch the rewards for yourselves. Typical." His voice cracked with fury. "I should have known better than to trust any of you." Giant, looking like a deer caught in headlights, stammered out a denial. "Kim, you've got it all wrong. We weren't—" In cut her off with a cold stare before turning back to Kim. "Do you want in or not?" His tone left no room for negotiation. Kim clenched his fists, jaw tight. "I'm not letting you go in without me." In gave a curt nod and laid out the plan. "Intel says this is a single-room dungeon with the boss right at the entrance. We're over-leveled, so it should be a cakewalk, but stay sharp anyway." Peyton scoffed, rolling his shoulders. "Caution, please. The guild leader's not even here, and we've still got Everton's finest. This'll be over in 10 seconds. His arrogance was as thick as the dungeon's ominous aura. With that, the group moved toward the gate. Kim shot a glance at the goblin still cowering behind a crate and hissed, "Stay put. If they see you, it's my ass." He checked his inventory, fingers brushing over an advanced healing stone. Wait, why do I still have this? He could have sworn he'd used it already. Shrugging, he muttered, "Whatever," and sprinted into the dungeon. The moment he crossed the threshold, his breath hitched. The space was massive. Walls lined with glowing runes, the air humming with raw energy. "So this is a raid boss dungeon," he murmured, impressed despite himself. Then, boom, a towering steel giant, level 40, materialized before them, its metallic frame gleaming under the eerie dungeon light. Panic erupted. "This isn't a normal dungeon," someone shrieked. A system notification flashed. Hidden dungeon activated. Steel giant's lair. In-world on the old man, veins bulging in his neck. "What the hell is this?" The old man paled. I don't know. This wasn't supposed to..." Giant screamed at Kim. "Run! Get to the gate!" Kim didn't move. Instead, he smirked. "And miss out on this? You really think I'd let you cowards take all the loot?" He spread his arms. "If you're all too scared, I'll handle it myself." One of the guild members snapped, "You idiot! A level 40 boss can one-shot you. This isn't just about dying. It could have permanent consequences." Kim rolled his eyes. 10 levels difference, big deal. Worst case, we walk away with some broken bones. You think rewards like these come from playing it safe? With a dramatic flourish, he activated his skill. "Goblin, get your ass in here and save me." Silence. The goblin, still outside, blinked in confusion. "Summon me. Now." But Master said, the steel giant didn't wait. It lunged, fist crashing into Kim with the force of a freight train. Crunch. Player Kim Chul-soo has been slain. Kim's body hit the ground with a sickening thud. Peyton stared, then burst out laughing. "Wow. And here I thought the guy who fought a goblin yesterday had some skill. In didn't even glance at the corpse. Not our problem." But then his blood ran cold. The gate had sealed shut behind them. The old man's voice was grave. "We messed up. Hidden dungeons inside standard raids are rare. That's why we're facing a level 40. No choice now, we fight." Meanwhile, Kim's fingers itched. A scream tore from his throat as he jolted back to life, the healing stone's energy surging through him. "What the actual..." He clutched his chest, gasping. "I'm over level 30. How did that thing kill me in one hit?" Then it hit him. 26 unused stat points. His face burned with humiliation. "And I forgot to summon the damn goblin." He shot a glare at the empty air where his summon should have been. "Thanks for nothing, you little green bastard." Before he could spiral further, the Everton leader's voice boomed, "Attack! Begin the hunt!" Kim's jaw dropped. "Are you insane?" Ji-Hyun didn't hesitate. "Wind arrow!" Her skill doubled the team's speed. In and Minong blurred forward, striking the steel giant from both sides. The old man barked orders. "Find its weak point!" 16 hits later, sequential/complete. In turned to Minong. "Weak spot?" Minong's face darkened. "Total damage dealt. 0. The old man's eyes narrowed. "2 possibilities. Either its defense is god tier, or we're missing something." In didn't wait. He lunged, peerless blade shattering the ground beneath the giant. Still, no damage. "Hatred of the weak," In growled. "Any attack under 5% of its HP is useless." Peyton roared, "War cry!" Taunting the giant, he took a brutal hit, yet stood grinning through bloodied teeth. "That all you got?" The old man activated pain sharing, splitting damage between himself and Peyton. "Stop showing off and focus." Kim, still seething, watched the chaos. "These idiots are gonna get themselves killed." Then, bam! The giant's fist cratered the ground, tremors knocking half the team flat. "Screw this," Kim muttered. He crushed the healing stone in his palm. Hero's entrance, right on time. Advanced healing stone activated, revived with 100 HP. The system blared. Steel Giant has selected Kim Chul-soo as its target. "Oh, you've got to be..." Boom. Area skill, surface destruction. Half the team's health bars evaporated. Kim's scream echoed through the dungeon. "I just came back, you metal asshole." The sheer force of the attack sent several team members flying, their bodies crumpling like discarded beer cans after a frat party. Peyton stood frozen, staring at his injured teammates scattered around him like broken toys. His fury erupted as he screamed at the monster, demanding to know how it dared lay a finger on his allies. The old man barked a warning, telling Peyton to keep his damn focus, but Peyton ignored him like a drunk ignoring last call. He unleashed his giant slash, charging at the monster with all the subtlety of a bull in a china shop. Despite the power behind the strike, the damage numbers that popped up were a pathetic 3,890, proof that this monster wasn't just tough, it was built like a brick wall after a lifetime of steroids. The old man gritted his teeth, using pain distribution to share the damage with Peyton, but the hit he took was brutal. 456 HP gone in an instant. He groaned in agony, muttering curses under his breath as he realized his grand plan had flopped harder than a bad pickup line. Then, like a slap in the face, a system message announced the deaths of both Peyton the Destroyer and the cunning old man. Kim stood there, blinking like a guy who'd just woken up in the wrong bed. What the hell did I just do? His confusion quickly turned to defensive rage as he shouted, "It wasn't my fault. All I did was revive myself. What? Is that a crime now?" At that moment, In the Shadow reappeared, battle-ready and analyzing the situation like a chess player who just realized his opponent was cheating. He knew monsters usually went for the squishy healers first, but thanks to Peyton's war cry, the damn thing had tunnel vision on the tanks. Kim's resurrection had thrown a wrench into the monster's AI, making it switch targets like a drunk guy at a buffet, and the result was a full team wipe before anyone could react. Meanwhile, Ji-hyun, the bringer of death, bit her lip, her fingers trembling on her bowstring. "Should I fire now?" she asked nervously. Her one-shot death bow was a high-risk move. It drained her own HP, and right now, she was sitting at a shaky 46%. In-hook snarled at her like an angry drill sergeant. "Do not fire that arrow, you'll screw everything up." He explained through gritted teeth that their assassination team's passive skill was only at 3 out of 5 stacks, not enough to one-shot this overgrown tin can. Taking charge, In-hook decided to play decoy, barking at Ji-hyun to hold her shot no matter what. "If you miss, we're all screwed." "Got it," he growled. Ji-hyun nodded, though her hands were shaking like a leaf in a hurricane. Kim, ever the opportunist, sidled up to her like a guy trying to slide into a stranger's DMs. Need any help?" he offered, flashing what he probably thought was a charming smile. Ji-hyun shot him a look that could curdle milk. "What the hell are you gonna do without your goblin? Sit there and look pretty?" she snapped. Kim's smile dropped like a bad stock. "Why is she looking at me like I'm the idiot here?" he thought bitterly. "Just 'cause I don't have my goblin?" His mind spiraled into resentment. This is their fault. Weak-ass losers, acting like they don't need me. He remembered his goblin, level 999, a walking apocalypse, and smirked. Fine. Let them suffer. Right on cue, the steel giant locked onto Ji-hyun, charging at her like a freight train with a grudge. In-hook saw it coming. Just as he predicted, the monster prioritized the ranged DPS. He lunged into action, yelling, "Hey, ugly! Your fight's with me!" He unleashed Twin Blade Frenzy, slicing into the beast for 1,020 damage. The monster roared like a pissed-off bear and swung back. In-hook barely dodged, flipping through the air like an acrobat who'd had one too many energy drinks. "Not done yet," he taunted, striking again. 1,980 damage, then another 1,912. 3 full power hits, and the damn thing still barely acknowledged him. A system message flashed. Steel Giant has selected In-hook the Shadow as its target. Another screen showed the monster's HP, 22,460, $30,000. In-hook's eyes narrowed. 3 stacks of debuffs, and it's still standing. He swallowed hard. All he could do now was buy time. "What's wrong?" he jeered. "Getting tired?" He activated Rapid Evasion, a skill that made him untouchable for 3 seconds, or at least it was supposed to. But then, disaster struck. Insufficient mana. In-hook's blood ran cold. No, 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 no. The monster's fist connected like a wrecking ball, sending him flying with a scream. Kim watched in horror as In-hook's body hit the ground with a sickening thud. In-hook the shadow has died. Kim's sanity snapped. "You idiots!" he shrieked, pointing at the team like a man who just realized he'd bet his life savings on a losing horse. "This is why I should have stayed dead, weak, useless." Ji-hyun cut him off with a roar. "You're the one who ruined this, you moron!" she screamed, veins bulging in her forehead. 10 more seconds. I just needed 10 more seconds." Kim sneered. "Oh, boo-hoo, you think I care? I'd rather watch you all die than let you take the rewards without me." The steel giant chose that moment to remind them it was still there, letting out a roar that shook the damn dungeon. Both Kim and Ji-hyun froze as the system announced, "Steel Giant has selected Ji-hyun, the bringer of death, as its target." Ji-hyun's face went pale. "Screw this, I'm firing now," she hissed, even though her shot wasn't fully charged. Then she noticed Kim standing way too close, a creepy smile on his face. "You can't move while charging that arrow, right?" he purred. Ji-hyun's blood turned to ice. What are you—" "Don't touch me." Too late. Kim grabbed her and bolted, cackling like a madman as he sprinted full tilt across the battlefield. "You said you needed 10 seconds. Here's your 10 seconds. The steel giant lunged, but Kim dodged at the last second, his speed unreal. How the hell is he this fast? Ji-hyun thought, her stomach lurching. In his mind, Kim grinned. 26 unspent stat points, all dumped into speed, baby. He was moving like a damn shadow assassin. Then a notification popped up. Palwan Goblin Point. Wait. Kim blinked. Did the Goblin Lord just side with her? Arrows ready, Ji-hyun yelled. Then shoot it, Kim roared. If I miss, we're dead. I better get compensation for all this blood loss, Kim hollered back, ignoring her panic as he adjusted his grip on her like a sack of potatoes. The steel giant wasn't done. It spun like a top, gathering energy for a final devastating attack. World destruction skill. The ground shattered, debris flying everywhere. Kim's eyes widened. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Ji-hyun struggled to aim through the chaos. I can't get a clean shot. Kim's expression went distant. Huh. I'm seeing something weird. Ji-hyun's hope flickered. A solution? Nah. Just memories of me playing with my friends as a kid. Ji-hyun's eye twitched. Oh my God. You're actually seeing your life flash before your eyes. Then, ripe! A clawed hand tore through the air itself, followed by manic laughter. Kim's goblin had arrived, by literally ripping a hole in reality. Ji-hyun's jaw dropped. That's not possible. Kim, meanwhile, was livid. You're late, you gremlin bastard, he screamed. I've been waiting a whole damn week. The goblin just cackled. No time to argue. Kim activated Goblin's shield, positioning the creature between them and the steel giant as it roared, ready to unleash hell. Kim smirked. Bold last words for a hidden dungeon boss. Ji-hyun took a deep breath and fired. One-shot death bow, 22,524 damage. The arrow pierced the steel giant's core. Cracks spider-webbed across its body before it exploded, collapsing in a heap of scrap metal. Hidden dungeon cleared. Steel giant's chamber. Ji-hyun gasped. We won? Level up notifications flashed. Ji-hyun from 27 to 31. Kim from 31 to 34. Kim, meanwhile, was already screaming like a kid on Christmas morning. Rewards! Gimme my damn rewards!